Coming through here live in effect. Live in effect. So, let's get into a different topic today. So, I have a question about the universe and the Big Bang Theory. Okay. So, just the other day, I was looking at a scientific article, right, that deals with, that was talking about dark matter and dark energy. Okay. So now, right here, where I'm looking at is come from the Science News for Student.org, right? So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. It's called Dark Energy. This mysterious force is driving the universe to expand at an ever fasting rate. Now, let me go ahead and scroll down. Now, it says here that dark energy is a mysterious force causing the universe to expand faster and faster. No one knows exactly what it is, but if it is keeps stretching out space, it may someday tear the cosmos to shreds. Okay? Alright, so it says the universe has been expanding ever since the Big Bang, about 14 billion years ago, but scientists long thought that gravity would reign in this expansion. Perhaps the universe would keep swelling, but more slowly. Or someday, gravity might cause the universe to collapse back in on itself. That doomsday scenario is called the Big Crunch. Alright, now let me skip down to here. It says that dark energy can't be measured directly, but scientists can estimate how much there is based on how fast the universe is expanding. Dark energy make up about 70% of all contents of the universe. Those contents include both matter and energy. Another 25%, the total stuff in the universe, is an invisible substance called dark matter. The rest, a measly 5%, is normal matter. That's the stuff that makes up all visible objects in the universe. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. Well, no, let me go ahead and continue. It says the nature of dark energy is one of science's great mysteries. Maybe it is a property of empty space. Maybe it's some kind of energy fluid or field that fills space. Some theories have dubbed that cosmic broth quintessence. Other things, the expanding universe could be explained by a new theory of gravity. Okay, so this is the question I have. Now, after reading the article, right? If, in fact, that the universe is 70% dark matter, no, excuse me, 70% dark energy, 25%, 25% dark matter, and only 5% observable, right? If you can observe only 5% of the universe, then how do you know there is a Big Bang theory? If you can observe only 5% of the universe, right? Everything else is either dark matter or dark energy, then how do you know that the Big Bang theory exists? How can't you come up with that conclusion? Because if it's dark energy, that means there's some type of mysterious force behind the universe. And if it's dark matter, that means that it's invisible. Is there something is there, but it's invisible and it cannot be seen. And only 5% can be observed. So in that 5%, what part of that 5% context can give a person an explanation that there is a Big Bang theory taking place? There's a Big Bang. How do you know for a fact there's a Big Bang? How do you know that there's nothing else that came before the Big Bang? Because if there's only dark, everything else is dark matter and everything else is dark energy, how can't you conclude that the Big Bang is the main thing that is responsible for the beginning of the universe and not nothing else? How can't you make that conclusion? Knowing that you can only observe 5% of the universe in itself. Only 5% of it can be observed. So how can people for a fact or scientists can say the Big Bang was the beginning and nothing else if only 5% of the universe can be under observation? So hopefully I will get an answer to my question. Because let's go back and let's do the math. 70% of the universe is dark energy. 25% is dark matter. 5% is normal matter or what can be observed. Just think about that for a moment, all right? So I'm just going to leave that with a thought. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, watching. Peace and let me see. Okay, somebody put a comment down here. The Big Bang theory was created by an ordained Catholic priest. It's actually functioned like a myth or a creation story. Did you know that? No. Well, so who was the Catholic priest that came up with the Big Bang? So somebody said that it was a Catholic priest that came up with the Big Bang. Okay, so I would like to know who's this Catholic priest that came up with the Big Bang so I can look up that information. But I will say this, that it is kind of like a myth. It's a myth in a way. I mean, it sounds good, but we cannot say that the Big Bang is the beginning when only 5% of the universe is under observation. Okay, let me look him up. Let me look him up, brother. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Let me look him up. George. Oh my God. Hmm. Okay, so let me read about him. So Georges Henry Joseph Lemaitre, if I'm saying it correctly, he's a Belgian Catholic priest, theoretical physicist, a mathematician, astronomer, and professor of physics at the Catholic University of Leuven. He was the first to theorize the recession of nearby galaxy can be explained by an expanding universe, which was observationally confirmed soon afterwards by Edwin Hubble. He first derived Hubble's law, now called the Hubble-Lemaitre law, by the IAU, and published the first estimation of the Hubble constant in 1927, 2 years before Hubble's article. Lemaitre also proposed a version of the Big Bang theory of the origin of the universe, calling it the hypothesis of the primeval atom, and later calling it the beginning of the world. Okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. But see, that's funny that you say that because it's a Catholic priest that came up with this. And anybody know about the history of the Catholic Church, right? You cannot say anything against the concept of God. Like science cannot outdo religion or whatever God say, right? But it's so funny that it was a Catholic priest that came up with the idea about the Big Bang theory and its origin in the beginning. Thank you. I hate when it's doing this. Okay. Thank you, Lift Every Voice. I appreciate that. That is amazing. That's funny. That's just simply funny. That's interesting. I mean, who would ever thought that it would be a Catholic priest that came up with the idea about the Big Bang theory and the origin of the universe? So now, at this time, and then the funny thing, it is a hypothesis of the primeval atom. Okay, it was just only a hypothesis at that time period. So now again, getting back to that point, how can't you conclude that the Big Bang is the beginning of the world when you really don't know what the Big Bang is? You don't even know what came before it. You cannot observe something. My whole point is, let me just go back. My whole point is you cannot observe something that's only 5% or that's way less than 10% and say that part is the beginning of the world when everything else is either invisible or it's a mystery. So if it's a mystery and everything else is invisible, then you cannot make an argument saying that the Big Bang was the beginning of the world or any other argument into that effect, because you don't really know what the beginning of the world is, because Everything else is either invisible or is unknown. Okay, and you only have 5% of observation of what you can see and what you can tell. So only that, based on that little 5%, you can't tell nothing that was the beginning or that was the end. You can't even say what the beginning took place when you're only dealing with 5%. So then that also comes to the question of, well, how do you know the accuracy of the age of the universe? Okay, because we were told that the universe can be 13.8 billion years old, right? So the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. How can't you make that observation? If most of it is dark matter and dark energy, right? Then how can't you give a good estimate of the age of the universe? So for all we know, that the universe could be infinity. That's all we know. All we know that the universe was already here before we even got here as human. That's all we know. I mean, this is something I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? This is just a thought that I have. Okay? I know I'm not the only one with this thought. I'm not trying to be some type of Einstein or anything like that, but this is a scientific question. It's a scientific question that I have to ask. How do we know the age of the universe is if only we can observe a small percentage of it? And how can we say the Big Bang is the beginning of it when we can only observe a small percentage of it? How? How is that possible? So that means that you will have to go through ongoing research, and it's going to take a long time because the universe is still expanding. So if the universe is still expanding and growing, then that means that you have to continue to you have to dig a little bit more deeper beyond the Big Bang. And you have to go back and recalculate the years that the universe has been on. But until then, you really don't know the years. And you don't even know if the Big Bang is actual, or if the Big Bang actually exists. I mean, that's just logical. It's just logical. It's just logical questions that need to be asked. But thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Lift Every Voice. I appreciate you for coming through with that. That's the first time I ever heard about this guy. So I'm going to let you guys look up George Lemaitre. Look up George Lemaitre. He's a Belgian Catholic priest. And he put and then he put, the way your question was answered is that these physicists believe that along with the Big Bang, there's a big crunch. Okay, well, let's go back. Now, let's go back to what I was reading about the Big Crunch real fast. Okay, it says the universe has been expanding ever since the Big Bang, right? About 14 billion years ago, but scientists long thought that gravity would reign in this expansion. Perhaps the universe would be swelling, but more slowly, or someday gravity might cause the universe to collapse back in on itself. That doomsday scenario is called Big Crunch. So yes, I mean, scientists can believe that one day that gravity might take over and cause the universe to go back into whatever state it was in before. So now that means that the question becomes, well, which one is more relevant, the Big Crunch or the Big Bang? So let's look up what the Big Crunch is. Okay, let me look up Big Crunch, and then okay, so the Big Crunch is a hypothetical scenario for the ultimate fate of the universe, in which the expansion of the universe eventually reversed and the universe recollapsed, ultimately causing the cosmic scale factor to reach zero, an event potentially followed by a reformation of the universe starting with another Big Bang. The vast majority of evidence indicates that this theory is not correct. Instead, astronomical observations show that the expansion of the universe is accelerating rather than slowed by gravity, suggests that the universe is far more likely to end in a heat death or a big rip. So would it end in a heat death or in a big crunch? So again, it's all a hypothesis because nobody really knows. You don't really, it's like you really can't give a definite answer. You can't give a definite answer whether it's Big Bang, Big Crunch, or Big Rip. You can't give a definite answer because it's all hypothesized. It's theoretical. It's all theoretical at the end of the day, where time reverses and the process starts again and goes on forever. Big Bang followed by a big crunch over and over again. But what I'm saying is, it's all hypothetical at this point. Nobody definitely knows what's going to really end up happening until they see it happen. Until then, it's all hypothetical. So, can we say the Big Bang is hypothetical? Just like the Big Crunch is hypothetical and Big Rip? Because at the end, you really don't know. You can't really say. You can't really give a definite answer, right? If you can only see 5% of the universe, you cannot give a definite answer. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to go ahead and log off of here. And just give me your comments and I would try to, let me see. Somebody put, well, physicists use math to prove their theories. Okay. And I'm not saying that math is universal. Let me get that straight. Math is universal. Okay? Math is universal, but at the same time, we don't know the accuracy of the universe. All right? So what I'm saying is you can't even get a definite answer because scientists believe that the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. They can't say exactly. They can only say approximately. So if it's approximately 13.8 billion years old, that means that you don't have a definite answer. You don't have a definite answer as to exactly how old the universe is. Just like they don't have a definite answer as to exactly how old the earth is. So the earth is approximately 3.5 billion years old. But they don't have that definite answer. That may not be the correct answer. It may not be the correct answer as far as how the universe is. It's the math that shows us whether a theory is true or not. On a person with math that can disprove a theory. Okay. Right? But let's say this. Let's just say the answer they came up with for a long time might be incorrect. And I agree that somebody who is so the math now right indicates that theory is true until somebody disprove it with math. Okay. I mean, that's a good argument. That's a good argument right there. I mean, that's a good argument. It's just one of those questions that I have. Asking question is not enough. You need mathematical proof to challenge a theory. Okay, that's a good one. Now, the question is, what type of equation would you use to be able to go about challenging the theory? Now, what's the mathematical equation that can be used to challenge the theory? What type of mathematical equation? Do you use the algebraic equation? Do you use geometry? Do you use trigonometry? What type of equation can you use to bring about the calculation of the universe and to be able to disprove it or disprove the theory? What type of mathematical equation would be useful? Math 55 proofs at least. Okay, math 55 proofs at least. Break that down to me. Okay, hold on. Let me see. It says Math 55 is the hardest math level on earth. It's taught at Harvard. Oh, okay. Got you. Let's look that up. Okay, so Math 55 is a semester long first year undergraduate mathematics course at Harvard University founded by Lynn Loomis and Shlomo Sternberg. The official title of the course are Honors Abstract Algebra, which is Math 55A, and Honors Real and Complex Analysis, which is Math 55B. Previously, the official title was Honors Advanced Calculus and Linear Algebra. Oh, okay, so it's a higher advance of algebra. So that goes beyond trigonometry. And it goes beyond calculus. So that's a higher advance, so it's like much higher than calculus. Okay, got you. All right, so that's abstract algebra, and that's real and complex analysis, which is above calculus, basically, like 3 times more advanced than calculus. All right, got you. Got you. All right, got you. Boom. All right then. Well, or if they want to any questions they want to build on as far as the subject is concerned, I'll be sure to respond as much as I can. But this is something that you have to know how to do a Math 55 proof at least to even challenge theoretical physicists. You know what? I believe that. You're right. I believe it. You're right about that. So you're right about that. I agree. So yeah, you're right. I agree. Okay, but hey, I'm not that great with math. I can barely even pass. I can I can barely pass intro analysis. Okay. So I mean, I used to be good with math, but now I'm not even that proficient. I wasn't even that proficient with college algebra. By the time I got to college, it was like college algebra was a whole nother level for me. So I gotta get back into my math game. So once I get back to my math game, then maybe I can get to that level. I get to that level of studying theoretical physics on that level, dealing with Math 55. But I gotta get my math game together. Yeah. All right then. Well, once again, y'all have a good one. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm saying peace and power elevation be to all of you. And again, if you got any questions or if you got comments or you want to add on to this, make sure you do so, and I'll be able to respond back to my video as much as possible. So I gotta get going. Yeah, so I gotta get going though. But thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lift Every Voice. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, I gotta get going, y'all. But I'll come back and I'll give my response to the comments, whatever comments you guys post on here, and then I'll make sure I come up with other topics. So make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and check out my other channel. I mean, my other videos on here. Check out the content, share my videos, and all that great stuff. All right. Until then, take it easy. Please be safe and peace. All right. Thank you.